really?
Hi everyone, welcome to a safe place. It's Renee and Tina.
Hello Tina. You've just started that video without me even getting ready.
It's
because
karma,
you've got
mate.
something on your mind,
It's
haven't
karma.
you? She always starts the video when she thinks, let's just go.
That's right, let's just go. Renee,
it's a safe
place. It is a safe place.
Subscribe.
I did say all that. Renee wasn't listening because she was shocked that I'd started. But anyway, our last video was about Renee being excommunicated and how that felt and connection to loneliness from the trauma. And what we thought we'd move into now is, because we both like how that stayed on task, which is something new and fresh for us, we would now like to look at what it's like to exist in a high controlled environment and then lose that high controlled environment and how that impacted you. So talk to us a little bit first about, when we say high controlled environment, what was it like being a JW? In which ways was that high control?
So when you say JW, you mean Jehovah's Witness.
Sorry, yeah.
And I think this would be the same for a lot of other high control groups. There's a lot out there. So what was it like?
Yeah, so what made it high control?
I think the main thing with the witnesses is really strong emphasis on routines. So the routines were really strong, so that you had no time to do other than what all the routines required you to do. So we had three.
So it kept you busy.
Kept you really busy.
So no time to question.
I've got another point I want to make in a second too.
Okay.
But kept you really busy. So we had 3 meetings when I was a kid. 3 meetings. I believe there is now only 2, which may help people leave because there's less control.
Yeah.
But anyway, we had 3 meetings that went for 2 hours each. One was 1 hour, but by the time you went and came back, it was, let's say, 2.
Yeah.
And witnessing both Saturday and Sunday for my family anyway. And then every day there's a daily text you have to read with the watchtower putting in a comment of how you have to behave, how you should behave. Then there's the prayer before each meal, and then there's a prayer before you go to bed.
Yeah.
And then there's preparing for the 3 meetings. So there's half an hour to an hour to read and underline all your material before you go to the meeting. So what's that? We're up to 6 hours of meetings plus say 2 or 3 hours of preparation. That's 9 hours plus say 4 hours of witnessing. That's 13 hours. So you're approximately spending all those hours just really pumping out, focused, thinking,
and meeting the obligations of,
and then when you met with people, you like socially, you also talked just about witness things a lot of the time, because that's what you shared in common.
Yeah, fair enough.
So you're in this mouse wheel, what's that called?
Yeah, that treadmill thing.
That treadmill of over and over and over doing the same thing. And it's really actually...
Is it
calming.
comforting?
It's comforting. It's comforting because you're in this massive routine, but it's exhausting.
Yeah.
People get really exhausted. And the other really interesting thing is, last night, I've been listening to podcasts on helping anxiety.
Oh, yes.
So the lady says, okay, now what you do is lie down and think about your muscles, blah, blah, and just focus. And when your thoughts come in, and when just bounce them away, just acknowledge them and let them go. Try and get like now this is what witnesses were really worried about. And I was laughing to myself last night, because this is another way that you're controlled, is you can't let your mind be emptied. So you're not allowed to stop thinking. It's actually in the articles, because as soon as you allow that, as soon as you stop, you allow Satan in, or the demons can take a place of your mind.
It's important to stay busy and keep the mind active.
So you have to stay really busy and keep your mind active. And as soon as you get a bad thought as a witness, so let's say, I'm going to watch this bad movie, because that's a bad thought, what you have to do is immediately replace that bad thought with a positive action. So you have to go and get your Bible, or you have to say a prayer, or you have to go and do something.
Basically negate the energy of it. Negate it.
So everything that you do is so robotic in the end. I hate using that bit cliche, but there was so much structure and routine.
So what was it like when you all of a sudden were no longer there that first day after being excommunicated? where you didn't have the routine to go to not even pay it lip service. Like, I know that you probably hadn't been doing all of it so heavily anyway, but what was it like then not having that, like everything that you knew and had known for most of your life was gone? How did that feel? What did you do?
Do you know, what I did is bizarre. I couldn't sit still. I was too scared. So I would actually, because I could drive by the stage.
What were you scared of?
I'll come back to it.
Okay.
I would actually get in my car and drive and drive and drive and drive. I reckon I would drive 4 to 5 hours a week. Where was I driving to? Anywhere. I'd just find country roads and I would just drive, and it gave me something to do, so I felt busy, but I had nowhere to go. I had nobody to see. So I would just drive with the flimsiest excuse to go and get petrol.
Well, you would have needed petrol if you were driving that much.
I did. I drove a lot. My car saved me in a way, or maybe it didn't save me because I didn't connect with people. My car didn't let me connect with people, which is what you shouldn't do. Don't go driving for hours and hours. I shouldn't laugh.
How did you feel? Well, it is sad, but it's also enough time's passed that we have to laugh at those things eventually.
How did I feel?
Yeah, how did you feel?
I
like
felt
when you woke
free.
up in the morning, how did that feel? What was the first thing that went through your head?
Oh, guilt, because I'm living with mum still. So I was like, oh, I should be doing this. I should be trying to go back. I should be studying. But I would just escape and hop in the car and drive and drive and drive for 4 hours. And then I'd park the car in the middle of nowhere. And I would just sit there and just... Music got me through as well.
Yeah.
Listen to a lot of music. I would just pass the time. It's just crazy because I had nobody to see. I would try and go to the shops, but going to the shops made me feel really lonely because they were all worldly people, and it really exacerbated how disconnected I was. I'd lost everybody, and trying to go to shops was me trying to connect with humans, but it was just so
foreign,
but they weren't my people. They weren't. Anyway.
Yeah.
Is this?
Yeah. So do you think you found another high control environment, or do you think you've learned to relax into the environments that you're in? Like how, like, because that must have a long-term impact. Yeah. So has there been a long-term impact?
Your question is complicated. I have no idea what you mean.
Okay, no, that's right. So growing up in such a high controlled environment, and even though you then left, do you feel that there are some things in your life today that are remnants of that high control environment? Are there parts of your personality or things that you're still processing or working through that's to do with high control? So I'll give you an example. Like, I grew up in a tightly controlled household, and so when I first started working for the Department of Education, I wasn't going to say the employer, but I will, who cares? I'm no longer employed by them, I resigned. I substituted one high control environment for another high control environment that had strict rules and all the rest of it. So do you feel that you've done that somewhere in your life, or do you think you're free of the high control or the impact of being in one? Do you still carry guilt?
I think I did not find another high control group. So I think a lot of people find another religion. I didn't. So I have been really lost for a long time. So I feel as if I actually have a lot of problems with free time.
Yeah.
So I have to always make sure I have things to do. But like I said, now I'm using podcasts. So if I do have free time, I will put them on and help me to reduce anxiety and just enjoy the moment.
Yeah.
So yes, absolutely, it had a massive impact in that, you know, it's very difficult to know. We'll go into this in another video, identity, who you are, to know who you are. But basically, yes, the high control group has a massive impact in the sense that you don't know what to do. Yeah. You're free, but you're not really free. You're
still shackled.
You're shackled.
Yeah.
And how do you get rid of that shackle? That's the $1 million question.
I've got lots of answers for that, but what's your takeaway from this?
That high control groups are cleverly designed to make you so busy and routines that you have no time to think, and therefore when you leave or are disfellowshipped or are disconnected from people, there is a massive change that is coming, and you need techniques and things to help you, strategies to help you fill in that time, and how to be alone. Learn how to be alone.
And safely, okay.
How to be alone.
Yeah.
This has been a safe place. If you enjoy our videos, please share them. Please comment. We do enjoy reading your comments.
We really do.
We really appreciate it.
We're time poor, but we really do enjoy it, and we really appreciate you taking the time. Thanks.
And see you next time. Bye.